Sales is about helping others and making a difference in their lives. That is a quote by Mark Hunter. And as you might guess, this is the last episode of my 7-step ideal client attracting tips. I don't remember the exact name. I workshopped it a lot. But anyway, it's about how to find ideal clients. And this last one is called Get the Cash. So, in other words, you also have to learn how to convert a good lead that you've cultivated, that you've attracted through all of these different methods we've talked about, or things we haven't, networking, displays, having opportunities like charity events and buy it now offers and gift certificates that a vendor might gift to their ideal clients with our work. All of those things, we can do everything just right. And then if we are afraid to sell, if we don't sell, or if we're not good at it, or we feel scared, we feel somehow we're cheating people, then the whole thing, like, what's the point? My goal is to have every one of you that is listening. So I'm talking to just you because there's only one of you, or maybe two of you listening where you are, to understand that selling is not a 4-letter word. It's actually a gift that we give people, and that you can learn how to be comfortable with it. And yes, if you're not born a natural salesperson, or you haven't been around people where you've learned this art, it can be scary and very uncomfortable. If we don't do it, if we don't try, if we, if you're listening and you're a shoot and share photographer, I am willing to bet that maybe not you, but others, the reason they do it this way is fear of sitting with somebody and selling them and getting the feedback and those insecurities. So we want to take it all the way. It's like running for president, but not getting your name on the ballot. We need people to vote with their dollars. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. So one of the things that I do and I recommend and teach is to nurture the sales as we go along. So if we go back to the original steps, we need to know who we are, what we're selling, what the experience of us is, and we need to communicate that. We need to find out who our ideal clients are, where they are. And then we need to get a really clear methods of communicating and pulling people to us, having them know and have positive thoughts when they think of us. And then we need to do great photography. We need to get the bookings, of course. We need to do competent photography. And we need to know, we need to have planted seeds all the way along so that this great potential client turns into an awesome sale, and hopefully a lifelong client that absolutely loves you and comes back over and over again. Unless it's a wedding, and then maybe they'll come back once or twice, but hopefully they'll stay married, and then their kids will come to you for their weddings and such. I've had that happen. Anywho, so that's the journey. And I'm a big proponent of getting away from the computer and out into the world, as I've talked about. If you haven't listened to the other 6, it's actually 5 episodes, because I did a 2-for-1 that I've been releasing every other week. Go back and listen, and go to my website, lucidumascoaching.com. I've just remodeled it, so have a look around. pretty fun, and download these 7 steps. Or if you've already downloaded, find them in your computer somewhere and pull them up and have a gander. Because what I'm wanting is to pass on what was passed on to me, which is the importance of building relationships. If I could summarize anything about this or my 10 big ideas for marketing in the real world book that you can also download from the website, is building relationships. When we sit at our computer and we work on the search engine optimization and Google ads and different things, we're hoping and praying, but it's so much more, I don't know, such a stronger foundation for our work when we eliminate the competition, basically, by being visible, by picking up the phone as soon as we get any kind of a lead. That's something that if you want to stand out in your community, when you get a lead, pick up the phone. If they ask you to email or message information, send them an email that says, I would love to share that info, but first we need to chat so I can learn more and share how I work. And then I can give you a better idea of potential investment or whatever the question is. And you're going to be ahead of the pack. Why? Because most people aren't doing this. We've become so isolated that being on the phone is not the thing that we get up in the morning and are excited to do. We get on the internet, right? At least a lot of us. So the phone is still our friend. All right. So let's see. How do we get the cash? First of all, we need to have a proven sales system. And I recommend that we show our work from a good projector and a laptop in person, whether it's in our home, in a studio, in their home, and projected large. And the reason for that is there's so much impact when people see the work. And also, it's very confidence boosting when you see your work big and you hear them, oh, or you see them cry or they laugh. Recently, I had a couple of my coaching clients come to my studio and I did a sales class for them using the projector and the movie screen and all those good things and their own photography. And they were gobsmacked, I love that word, at how much more impressive their work was, and also how it felt to have the others of us in the room go, oh, or ooh, or laugh at something. It's so powerful. If you think about, oh, I can't afford it. Honestly, everyone that has used a projector and used it right, their sales, and they're priced for profit, their sales pay for the equipment so fast. So it's like, to me, without a projector, I might as well not have a camera. That's because if I can only show it on someone's TV, which there's no way to show a 6-foot image vertical on anyone's TV, as far as I can see. So I probably wouldn't even bother if I couldn't have a projector. So that's important. Having a step-by-step system, which is when I'm coaching, for most people, that is the core curriculum. That is my superpower. Most clients purchase 3 to 7 or 8 wall portraits, and half of them also add a book. And the reason for that, besides things that I do during the first phone call, the consultation, the session, which we've talked about, and other information, the planning and getting to know details about their home. Let's see, that was a very long run-on sentence. Anyway, one of the reasons I'm so successful in that is this step-by-step system where I show the work to music, then we edit down, and then we categorize into what could be wall portraits or might just be smalls or could go in a book. And then I have a slideshow and I run through it a couple times of just the wall group to music again, so that they can get back to the strongest emotional reactions to these images. And at that point, the question is just always, how much are they willing to invest, and how many wall spaces can they find to do these, let's say, 7 images. So there's so much more potential than most people think. And also, this goes back, if you re-listen to step 6, is it's not a validation. When people buy 6 or 7 images from me, yes, I'm proud of that work. And I know it's good. I know they're going to appreciate it. But I've sold 6 or 7 going back in history when honestly, I was not that crazy about the session. But the session had the people that they love in the pictures, and they treasure those. And I'm never going to tell them, you know what, that wasn't my best work, because they were happy. And, I'm always doing the best I can at any given moment. So let's see. Am I babbling? Let me see what else. I guess that is pretty much, I can keep this kind of short and sweet right now, which is to learn how to sell and boost your confidence and find ways to get out in the world where there's less competition. An example, I'm sorry, I can't remember who the guest was, but he said this so clearly. If someone is looking for a photographer online, they're probably going to find half a dozen that they look at that has their pricing and their policies and everything on there. So when they get to us, they think they've done their research. And so we're competing with people in that arena that are practically giving their work away to the high-end, excellent photographers that are giving a fabulous experience. But it's hard for a consumer to really understand the difference. But if we're out there networking, if we're doing charity events, or we're doing, let's say you're a pet photographer and you're doing art shows and pet shows and doing a drawing where people win, there's a first place prize, and then there are several second place prizes. Anybody that looks like a hot prospect can win a session and a credit. It's either yes or no. It's not which of all of these people that you found on the internet are you going to choose. So all that's important. Having the work in people's homes so that they're loving it every day, so they're referring us. All of that goes together. And there's not just like, I'm going to do photography. I've got a website now. Boom, people are going to find me. Like, the photography business has the word business in it, right? So any business has to deal with all the things. And one of the things is, how do you attract your ideal clients? And I hope over these 6 lessons and the download that you're going to get at lucidumascoaching.com, Luci with an I, that you've gotten more insight into kind of the big picture of, how do I run a business where I can attract ideal clients and that love me, that refer me, that I love working with. And so if you want to know more, if you want support, of course, I would love to have a conversation with you and see if you and I might be a fit for coaching. And also keep your eyes and ears peeled, because I have an online course that I'm going to relaunch, and I'm making this commitment now. So hopefully it's relaunched by the time this is live. If not, it'll be shortly after. And it's my sales course, and it's from a group class that I did. And there's 12 hour and a half to 2 hour episodes that give you the step by step by step by step breakdown of how to end up with great sales and happy clients. So that's it for now. Side Pony Day is over. And if you have people that you'd love for me to interview as guests, or if you're listening and you're like, hey, I'd love to have a good conversation with Luci, please get in touch with me. All right, that's it for now. Bye.